Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about today's video because honestly, this is probably the most work I've ever put into a singular project outside of my work or school or anything like that, like ever. And I'm just so excited to bring it to you guys today. Obviously, you could see from the title, we are talking about this Notion template that I've been talking about for so long, well, over the past few weeks or whatever. I had COVID and then I was like, I'm just gonna create a big Notion template spreadsheet database for everything in my library. And once I created it, I was like, I feel like this would be really useful to people. So I'm going to bring it to you today. And I am so excited. First of all, if you are new here, if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you'd hit the subscribe button if you've watched my content and am enjoying it. And please give me a like because literally to make this template, I think I put in at least 40 hours. It was insane. Before we get into me showing you the template, if you don't know what Notion is basically a free productivity app. I use mine for tracking my YouTube content. I've recently started using it to track my reading spreadsheets. You can use it to track, like, do habit tracking, life stuff, literally anything. It is such a multi-purpose app, and it's basically like Microsoft Word combined with Excel and then almost combined with Pinterest. Like you can have boards of things, you can move things around, you can make things look really aesthetic. This video is absolutely not sponsored at all, but like I just use Notion. I know how great it is. It's really fun to create these templates and stuff like that. And I think what I created is going to be able to be really useful too. The thing that Notion lacks is like graphs and like visualizations of your data. You can create really great databases, but unlike Excel, you can't put it into a graph like you can with most other reading spreadsheets that people use on here. So that is one downfall of it, but at the same time, you can link these databases, you can create an entire library. I literally created like your at-home Goodreads on here. Like this is a place where you can put your entire library. You could easily import data from Excel into here if you wanted to use data from past spreadsheets and stuff like that. It's not that hard to do to import stuff into this database. I'm still going to be using Allie from Hardback Hoarder spreadsheet. I even have it linked on here because I think that it's so important for me to be able to visualize my statistics throughout the year and stuff like that. But I'm going to be using this as kind of like my hub, like my reading dashboard of like where I want to go to just quick input something. And I think it really organizes the data really well. I did want to put a disclaimer out there. This video is not going to be me showing you how to use Notion. There are so many videos out there on YouTube. There's so much content on how to use Notion. And if you have never used Notion before, to be honest with you, it's pretty self-explanatory and pretty user-friendly. Like once you get the hang of it, things just kind of start coming into place really quickly. But I would highly encourage you to check out some of the resources I have down below on how to get started with Notion. And I've also included some resources in the database itself on how to use the databases, how to use the habit trackers, all of that kind of stuff. I've included videos and tutorials on how to do that. What this video will be showing you today is how to use the template that I created. So to be honest with you, I think if you get this template, I think you're gonna get the hang of it pretty easily. I'm gonna show you how to add properties. I'm gonna show you how to change colors, change images. I will show you everything that this template encompasses. And there's still so much in Notion that I don't even know. Like this app is absolutely incredible and there's so much power behind it. You know, even if you don't end up using the template, I think that Notion is an incredible productivity app and I would encourage you to just give it a try. Hey, sorry if the lighting's weird. Here's the thing. I filmed the video and then I realized that despite having written a ton of stuff down, there's still other things that I forgot to say in the video. So I wanted to say this. I did decide to charge $8 for this template. I know that there are a bunch of free spreadsheets and resources out there that you can get on other booktube channels like Covers with Cassidy, Book Roast, and then Allie from Hardback Hoarder also has a bunch of free previous spreadsheets from other years that are free as well. But here's the thing. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have any kind of paid product. I don't have anything like that. And I poured my heart and soul into these templates, into making them the most customizable, easily integrated way that they can work in Notion. I spent so much time on this. I literally spent probably 40 hours in total on these, and that's not including all of the time that I've spent in previous years learning Notion as well. So I've really tried to create the absolute best template that I can give you with my knowledge with these. And I really really, really worked hard on this, and I believe that my time and my value is worth something. And so that's why I decided to charge $8 for this template. I appreciate you all who purchased this, and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for supporting my channel and supporting what I'm doing here. So that's all I have to say, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you're gonna do when you get this template is you're going to click duplicate. So you should see when you enter like into the database, which is linked down below, you're gonna see in the upper right hand corner there should be a space that says duplicate, and you are going to duplicate that into your own Notion workspace. So after you've done that, I have a link here for all of instructions on how to use this template. So we have that. Then we go into the dashboard. So we just have a little nice dashboard header. We have some cute little quotes, and then there's some pictures. If you want to change images on here, you're gonna go up to the 6 dots here, click that, and then you're gonna click replace. You'll bring in whatever imported image, the link to that image is there, and paste it in the embed link here. So that's how you would change an image there. We have my reading. This is the bread and butter of this template. We're gonna get into that, like deep dive into that in a little bit, but I'm just gonna do a quick overview of what we actually have. Yearly goals here, you can write those down, whatever you wanna write. Next we have books read this year. This is just a widget that you can like tick how many books you've read, nice little tracker there, another image. Over here we have some links. So I did link, this is the link to Allie from Hardback Hoarder's video on her statistics spreadsheet, which is like my main statistics tracker that I use. I think it's incredible. I really, really love how she does that. But I am going to be using this Notion template in complement with her spreadsheet to be able to actually visualize my data on her spreadsheet better and see the graphs. I have links to my Goodreads, I have links to StoryGraph, and then we have your databases right here. So these are the 3 databases that are like the bread and butter of this template. Like I said, do not delete these. These are very important, and if you delete these, it's gonna mess up the reading hub that we have right up here. So make sure that you keep these in your reading dashboard. We have another nice little image. We have some reminders over here, and then we just have a very simple habit tracker, just tracking physical reading versus audio reading. And we're gonna get to this a little bit later. There is a master habit tracker where you can import this into the other habit tracker. The other thing that's really cool I wanted to include, we have currently reading right here. So this is a quick spot where you can quick enter, okay, right now I'm reading, it's gonna pop up first with this fiction book template. Basically, you can just pull up the sidebar here and you can quick enter, I'm reading The Bride Test. You can quick enter it here, and then these are all of the properties that I have that I'm gonna show you in a second on the master database. But these are kind of quick add visualization of what you're currently reading and what your monthly TBR list is. These are linked to the master database that we're gonna get into. So the biggest part of this template is your reading hub, which is right here. This is all 3 of your databases on one page. Okay, here's all of the info. This is all of everything you need to know for these databases. I have every single filter and sort on here, which is really, really important. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But basically anything and everything you need for these databases is in this little info section here. So let's go through and look at the master view. And I'm gonna go through every property we have on here. So first off, we have title, we have author, status, TBR, read, or currently reading. Next, we have number of pages. I have hours listened to with audio, and then I have month finished. And these 2 properties, this month finished here and this planned month to read here, are really important. These are the 2 properties that link you down to your reading statistics page, and they will link you to other databases that are throughout this template. Basically, all I'm trying to say is this month finished here and the planned month to read, those are both linked to different databases in the spreadsheet. And you want to make sure that you include both the month and the year of when you read this book or when you are planning to read this book in order to correctly filter data. Next up, we have Cawpile. So I know a lot of people on YouTube like to use Cawpile. You will enter whatever your Cawpile rating is. This has a formula, so it'll calculate whatever the Cawpile rating is, and then it is up to you to put in your star rating here. The star rating is not automatically calculated, and it is not a like select one, because in different views of this, there is a feature at the bottom which calculates your average rating. So you have to be able to input a number into here to be able to calculate the average rating. Cawpile is pretty self-explanatory. Enter it, it's gonna calculate your Cawpile rating, and then you have to manually manually put in your star rating if you want to put in a star rating. Next, we have a column for DNFs, whatever you DNF or not DNF. Next, we have a column for sentiment. This is another thing that I got from This Story Ain't Over. I thought this was really great, especially for people who are on BookTube, because I don't know, I just think this is a really useful, just quick, this is how I actually felt about the book rather than giving it a star rating. So I have, my categories were Best Book of the Year eligible, absolutely obsessed, it's a no, it was fine, and really enjoyed it. If you wanted to add another thing, all you would have to do is type in here and then you press create. And it'll create an I liked it category. Really self-explanatory. Now you want to delete it? Go here, press delete. Next up, we have genres. I do not have every single genre linked, but again, like I just showed you, it's really, really easy to add a genre. Let's say we wanted to include cooking on here. Ready? Type in cooking. Create cooking. There it is. Boom. I have a handful of genres here. Feel free to add your own genres as you please. I just came up with a list of stuff literally off the top of my head, so this is a very not inclusive list of genres. Next, we have serial. This column is really important to link to the series tracker. So if you are someone who really tracks your series, you definitely want to input whether or not this is a series. So we have series, companion, and standalone. Next up, we have series type, trilogy, duology, saga, and then we have this series title. And all of these are linked to your series tracker. So we have series title here, number and series here, fiction or nonfiction here, audience, which audience is it? We have formats, you know, all that kind of stuff. We have publisher type, and then we have a place for publisher. I literally don't know publishers off the top of my head. I'm not someone who tracks my publishers. So if you wanted to track publishers, go ham on this. Input how many publishers you want to track here. We have publication year, we have author status, diverse author, representation, quick points. This was another thing that I got from This Story Ain't Over. Basically just quick points of like, hey, this is about romance. This is about enemies to lovers, whatever. And then you can do a brief description of the book here. And then there is a slot here. Did you read it for a book club? Did you read it for a readathon? Then we have date started, date finished, and this will automatically calculate average days to read. And then this input column is really important for a different view. So once you have completed inputting everything you have for a book, you want to check this input here. I have an entire view dedicated to book input. So all of these books are incompletely filled out because you have not entered input on here. And once you enter input, it will automatically go into the spreadsheet and you never have to think about it again. Okay, so let's go through the different views we have on here. Number one, we have the 2023 view. This is everything that is you have marked as finished within 2023. Here is the filter. Next, we have book input. This is everything that is incompletely input and you have not clicked this checkbox. So basically the book input check mark, it is just some place for you to know that whether or not, yes, I have completely filled this out or no, I haven't. So the book input list, this is going to include all of your incomplete books on here that you have not completely filled out or clicked the checkbox for. If you did not want, if you don't care about that, you can literally click the checkbox and you don't have to input all the data. But I just wanted to include that for people who have forgotten to input data or whatever. It's just there if you want it, you don't have to use it. Next, we have Cawpile. This is a quick place where you can access Cawpile because all of these Cawpile columns are not throughout a lot of the databases here. I just think it gets really cluttered, even more cluttered than it already is with all the Cawpile stuff. So I wanted to include a separate view where you could do Cawpile by yourself without having to clog all of the other views. Then we have TBR. This is everything that is tagged as TBR. Next, we have a monthly TBR. This is everything that is tagged as TBR. And also you have input what month you plan to read it. And this view is very important because you have to manually update this filter every month to keep up with the date. So what that means is that you have tagged these books as February 2023. Let's say it's going into March 2023. You want to click this filter here, planned month to read, and you're going to switch it to March 2023 and then exit out February 2023, and it's going to come up with your March 2023 TBR. So that's how that filter works. Next, we have currently reading. This is everything tagged as currently reading, and this view is also on the dashboard as well. Next, we have read this month. This is everything you have tagged as read, and also month finished is whatever month it currently is. This is not tagged by date finished. This is tagged by month finished here, and you can go in and again, manually update it. Once it flips into February, X out January, click February, and it's gonna come up with whatever, I haven't input everything for February 2023 yet, but it'll come up with whatever is tagged as month finished February 2023. Next, we have complete read library. This is everything tagged as read, everything in your entire library. So this will be a place where you can see all of the books that you have read. And then we have the master view again of everything that is input into this library. Let's talk about inputting a book. So when you input a book, I think the easiest place to do it is probably either in this book input. This includes everything except Cawpile if you don't want to use Cawpile, or you can do it in the master view. Those are two places that are really easy to input books. You can input a book in any view that you want to. It will just come up with different tagged preferences. So say you want to input a book in your TBR, you press new here, it's automatically gonna auto-populate TBR here. So just an FYI. So if you don't want that to happen, go into book input. We can click here to press new. We'll put the Bride Test, okay? So we have the Bride Test by Helen Hoang. Now, you could go through on this book input and input everything in the database here, or this is the cool thing about Notion. You can open it up to a page, so open it up in Sneak Peek here. It's gonna pull up the page here, and you can enter all of the data in this page, just to make it a little bit easier because this left column does not scroll as you scroll throughout the page like it would in Excel. You can input everything here. You can change the icon here. These are icons that you can change color here, which is what I really like. I don't know, they're also kind of like simplistic, which I like, or there's emojis. We can just put a ring here, the Bride Test. So it'll open up to a new page. You can pick an icon. You can go through and enter all of your data, and then it will automatically populate into your library here. The two biggest things I want you to take away from this, and the two biggest Notion experience tips that I can give you for these databases is number one, understanding how to filter things, and number two, understanding how to hide properties and where hidden properties are found. So each page here will come up with a list of almost 40 different properties. If you did not want to see all of these properties, you have the option to hide properties. You can do that by going to clicking the three buttons here, going to properties, and this is a list of all properties shown. Everything with the I here is shown. And then if you scroll down and everything that's the I grayed out and X through is not shown. So say you wanted to be able to see your entire Cawpile rating, you could just click here and it will come up, and now this property will be shown in the database way down here. If you don't want to see it, click it away, it'll take it out. If you are looking at a database view and there is something that is in this master list that you want to be shown, that is not shown, make sure to look for the hidden properties before you add a column or something like that. Or if you wanted to add a column and it's accidentally you're not seeing it in a certain view, just go and make sure it's not in hidden properties. The other thing that is really important, like I said, this database is filtered, okay? Everything from this master view is filtered in all of these different views. So master view again has everything that is input into this database. Each of the other views is filtered in one way or another. So 2023 is filtered by date finished. We have date finished from January 2023 to December 31st, 2023. We have TBR, that is filtered by the status to do. And then you also have the option here, say you only want to see what did I read for Bookopoly. You can click here, click Bookopoly, and it'll show you whatever you have tagged as Bookopoly here. I don't have anything tagged for Bookopoly at the moment, but if you wanted to, you could do that as well. Your monthly TBR. Remember, this one is filtered by TBR. It is also filtered by planned month to read. And this is a filter, again, you have to update this filter every month if you want to keep it current. You have to do it on here on the monthly TBR, and then if you go back home, under this monthly TBR, you also have to update it here as well to keep it current. You do not have to update the currently reading filter. Let's say you have a bunch of spreadsheets from previously that you want to put into this spreadsheet. Let's just go through and I will show you how to do it. Let's start by adding a bunch of new tabs. Then you'll go to your spreadsheet. Here's my spreadsheet. You'll select that column, press copy, I go to Notion, I select 4 here, and I paste. Great. So it works for that. It also works for these multi-select buttons. So let's say I want to put in cereal. Are these cereal? You're going to press copy. I'll go back to Notion, scroll over to where it says cereal here, select the bottom 4 here, paste. It'll automatically input. You can't select all of these entire rows in Google Sheets. You have to kind of go one by one, which is unfortunate and corresponded with the correct properties. There is a way you could export it to a CSV and then import it in here, but I've tried that with my own data before and it doesn't really work. Really, the only thing that's worked for me is copy and pasting it into Notion itself. I mean, if you just sat down for, I don't know, an hour or so and decided to input one spreadsheet one day, one spreadsheet the other day, you could eventually get all of your books inputted in here pretty quickly. You can copy and paste. That is one thing I wanted to do if you are someone who uses multiple spreadsheets, has had a bunch of spreadsheets over the year, or wants to input their entire library. And the good thing about this template too is that once you input it, it's going to populate for all of these other databases. So you don't have to go through and re-input in for this database. You don't have to go and re-input stuff into a series tracker. Everything you put in here, as long as you input those properties that are related to other databases, it's going to auto-populate in other databases as well. Oh, one other thing that I did want to talk about is just high-level statistics. Like I said, Notion is not great for showing those overall reading statistics like every single other Excel spreadsheet is. I think Excel/Google Sheets thrives with being able to show statistics. Notion is more just for sorting data and viewing data in different ways. So if we want to see 2023, how many books we've read in 2023, you can see it right here. There's a counter of how many books are going to be added from this 2023 view. If you go over, you're going to see your total pages at the bottom here. You're going to see your total audio at the bottom here. If you want to see your average days to read, I put an average here of average days to read here. Star rating. If you wanted to calculate your average star rating, you can click calculate average and it'll calculate the average star rating for the year here. If you want to calculate how many DNFs you had for the year here, you would click calculate. We would click checked for everything that is checked as a DNF. It'll calculate that there. I've put how many unique genres do you have that you have read this year here? So it is basic level stats, but I wanted to put them in here so you can see at least. Unique series titles here. You would be able to see that here if you had an input a number of series. Here we have diverse author. How many diverse authors have you read? And I think that's it. Everything down here on this little calculate button is high level statistics, okay? Now we're gonna get more into the nitty gritty reading statistics. So this, again, this database is linked via this month finished here and plan month to read here. So anything that you have tagged as TBR January 2023 is going to show up here. Okay, let's go up to the reading spreadsheet. Let's say we want to plan to read Echo War January 2023. Okay, we have that tag there. Now we're going to go down and Echo War is in January 2023 TBR. Same with the books read. We finished Legendborn January 2023. We scroll down, we put Legendborn here. Let's say you want to easily input a book here. Let's say you read The Hating Game. You're gonna press new, The Hating Game here. It's going to create a page here. You're gonna scroll back up and you'll see The Hating Game right here, January 2023. And then you would have to change this to read here. Pretty cool, it's all linked. I really like that. Now, we're just gonna go over some high-level statistics. All of these, again, are linked to that database. So now it's going to show you anything that you tagged as January 2023. It's going to count the number of books read. It's going to count total pages read. It's going to calculate the total amount of hours listened for whatever you input for the books here. It's going to include average rating of all of the books that you have input here. It's going to include how many DNFs you had. And then you can put in your favorite book of the month. I just thought that was a cute little thing here. We have that for every single month of the year. And so all of that is already filled out for you. You can also go to see a view of just this month. So again, this is something that is filtered where you are going to have to go in and manually type in February 2023. And it's going to come up, February 2023, here's everything that you have on your TBR, and it's gonna have all of your statistics. Also on the statistics spreadsheet, your yearly stats will be at the bottom of that database as well. So if you go to total pages read of where the monthly total pages read are, scroll to the bottom and you should see in the little calculate button, there should be a sum of total pages read for the year. So that's where you'll find your high level yearly stats on the bottom of the reading statistics spreadsheet. Okay, so that's the statistics spreadsheet. And then we have another one where it's all time. So I wanted to include this if you wanted to add your own year. Let's say you wanted to add 2024. So you're gonna go to plus, link to a database. You're going to link to reading statistics, new empty view. You will have to go in and manually enter January 2024. And then you'll go in and filter your data. Filter, month and year read, contains 2024. There you go. And then you can input February, March, etc., etc., etc. And all of these will be options now for clicking month finished up here. Okay, so that's how you would input a new year. One thing I think I forgot to talk about is templates. So each of these up here, there are 2 different types of templates that I have input in your library database. Number 1 is a fiction book. So if you click on here, this is the template for any book you select as fiction. If you scroll down, here's all of the properties like I again talked about. If you scroll down, I also have a place for you to put whatever thoughts or journal about the book as you want. I have one for fiction and one for nonfiction. Again, inspired by This Story Ain't Over. I really liked those on her spreadsheet. So each of those, whenever you input a new book in here, every book is gonna come up as a page, okay? So you have Akertar here, you have all of your data here, scroll down, you're gonna click fiction book here, and that's gonna auto-populate with that template that we had there. And you can journal whatever you want here. Next, we have a series tracker. There are 3 different views of series trackers. Again, all of this is linked up to the library. So the first view we have, the view is all series. Okay, so each of these series has its own little page here, sorting the series by genre, by author, books in the series, type of the series, and your status, your series status. Again, you can customize these icons. I think it's pretty cool and pretty fun. You could just click the icon and change the icon of whatever you want to change it to. You can filter this by status. So if you wanted to see only things that you've checked in progress, you can do that here. If you want to sort it by genre as well, you could sort it to only fantasy. So those are the 2 filters we have there. Next view we have in the series tracker is all books. So this is every single book that is input and tagged as a series in your library, okay? So this is everything that you have. Next, we have a board view, and this is a way to see it in a board. The title of a series is the top here, and you can move these around as you want to correctly put it in the right order. Everything is linked, and then if you wanted to input a new thing for the live trip traders, let's say you wanted to input the Mad Ship, okay? Now, you're gonna see it, let's put it in as something that you have read, okay? Now you're gonna see live ship traders here, you're gonna see it here, live ship traders, Mad Ship is here, all books, Mad Ship is here, scroll up here, there's the Mad Ship, marked it as read. Now that's gonna show up in your complete read library. If you had tagged it with a specific month, it would show up in your monthly TBR, currently reading or read this month. You have not checked the box for input, so it's gonna show up on the book input here. If you had marked this finished in 2023, it would show up here. Again, it's all linked, everything's linked. It's pretty great. But like I said, you're just gonna have to play around with it to get used to these databases, okay? It's just a matter of like inputting things, trial and error, and it's pretty self-explanatory once you kind of figure it out. So let's go back to the reading homepage. So that was the reading hub. This is the series tracker. This is the exact same view as the reading hub here. These are the exact same views with the series trackers. I just wanted to put a link there if you wanted to look into your series tracker. Next, we have habit trackers. So down here, I have a habit tracker here. Just, you can quickly highlight, just this will be your homepage. Yes, I read physical on Tuesday. Yes, I read audio on Friday, okay? Now let's go into the habit tracker and you can pick 2 different versions. To be honest with you, I can't tell you exactly how I made all these. I learned from this video here, okay? Just go to that video if you wanna learn how to make this habit tracker, or if there's anything that is confusing about it or anything like that, just go to that video because it explains everything. We have different analytics for habit tracking here. This view right here that says habit tracker with this little backlink here, this is that exact habit tracker that is on your dashboard. This database, this one is not linked to this, okay? This is just a reference of, hey, this is what I checked for the week and I can go and input it here whenever I have time so I don't have to go into this database every single day. So you have your habit tracked here for the week. Let's go through, we have Monday, let's see, we read audio physical. It's gonna show the percentage of how many habits you've tracked that day. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then if you come up here, it's gonna show you the percentage of 2023 percentage audio, percentage physical. It's gonna show you overall statistics. So it'll show you Monday habits, Tuesday habits, Wednesday habits. Then you have your monthly here. It'll show how much you've done in January, how much you've done in February. So this is kind of your statistics, like your reading statistics here. And this is your daily checkoffs. So we have audio and physical tracking separately. And then if you go back here, version 2 is just tracking reading. So did I read or did I not read? And it's also reflected up here. Did you read? Did you not read? Pretty straightforward. Next, we have our focus hub, which is one of my favorite parts. This is basically, do you want to do reading sprints with yourself? So let's click focus hub here. This is customized for each individual view. So we have our cottagecore view here. We have the timer. We have a nice little playlist. You can put in your own playlist if you want to. Click the 6 dots here. You would click replace and then click the link, paste the link of the playlist into here to be able to play whatever you want. We have some nice images. We have a little Pomodoro timer for you to do reading sprints for yourself. And then I also included a nice little cottagecore video for you to do some, like have some ambiance with. Thought that was really cute. Okay, so let's go through the different aesthetics. This is obviously the cottagecore aesthetic here. Really cute. Next, we have Dark Academia here. Love this one. Let me show you the focus hub. This one's just my favorite. I have a little Dark Academia playlist. And then I have G from Book Roast. This is her ASMR thing. If you want to include a different video in here, again, really easy. Just go into replace and you would copy and paste a new link into there. And then we have our cozy one here. And a cute little cozy focus hub here. I think that is everything. Again, I have all of the instructions in the database. I also have every filter in here that is put into the main database is in here. If you had been messing with filters and forgot whatever it was, you can just go in here to look to see what I had originally put as the filter. I have info about adding properties, changing colors. I have how to filter stuff, how to move columns around. Literally everything you need is in here on how to customize this spreadsheet to your heart's content. But again, if there is something specific you are looking for, please look it up on YouTube. There might be some properties that are hidden on some views that you want to see. Go into hidden properties and make them viewed. You can go through, and if you want to move things around, you can easily move columns around like that. It's a pretty user-friendly platform, and just play around with it, get used to it, input some books into here, and I think you're gonna realize this is something that is a really useful tool for all of the book lovers out here. I am so excited to use it for my reading this year and to continue using it. It is something that you can use over time. You're not gonna ever have to buy another one. This is a one-time thing. And I will make a video at the beginning of next year how to update this for 2024. The only thing that you cannot update from getting this is the habit tracker. And that is something that I will put as a free resource once it goes into 2024. The habit tracker is something that is only optimized for 2023 at the moment, and it does not refresh at 2024, and I can't duplicate it. So it is something that I will have to remake, and I will put it as a free template once we get into the new year. But I really hope I explained this well. Sometimes I have a hard time explaining myself, and I wrote notes down. I really tried to explain things as well as I could. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I really hope you love this. It took me so long. I have poured my heart and soul into these templates, and I really hope that you are able to find some use and value out of these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!